What makes a guardian a guardian? We take our first breath with no memory of who we were before. Yet, we are inexorably drawn to the light. We fight. We die. And we live again.
Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today, I've actually teamed up with the guys over at Activision to put together a beginner's guide to Destiny 2. Essentially, everything you need to know before you dive into the beta this week. With a clean slate and a fresh start, people that have missed Destiny 1 have a chance to jump in with the rest of us. And if you've been playing Destiny since the beginning, then you'll know there's a lot of stuff to learn. So, in the event that you are new to Destiny, then here are 10 things you need to know about Destiny 2 before you dive into the beta this week. To begin with, let's talk about your journey. Where do you fit in? Well, first things first, know that the story in Destiny 2 is essentially a clean slate. If you've never played Destiny 1, don't worry. You don't need prior knowledge of the game. You don't need to know about all the alien races, the planets, the weapons or the gear, because all of that is about to go up in flames when the story kicks off. The beta will allow you to play the very first mission of the game, Homecoming. In this, you'll bear witness to humanity's struggle as the last safe city, a place we've called home for the past 3 years, is reduced to rubble. Brought to our knees by an overwhelming invasion force led by Dominus Ghaul, commander of the Cabal Red Legion, we are forced to flee, regroup, and venture out into unexplored worlds in an attempt to regain our strength and fight back. First mission will throw you right into the thick of that battle. You'll go head to head with the Cabal, one of Destiny's alien races, and it'll also give you a glimpse into some of the powers that you'll have at your disposal, right before they're ripped from you and you're forced to leave. This mission also serves as a great introduction to Destiny 2's storytelling. This time around, the story is going to be told through rich cinematics and great characters with tons of variety and activities. And while you won't get to experience all of that in the beta, in fact what you'll experience is just a tiny fraction, it's a surefire way to paint a picture of what you'll be jumping into.
Everyone with me, now!
Now to paint a slightly clearer picture of what you're up against, let's just take a moment to speak briefly about your enemies. In Destiny there are a number of different alien races. You won't cross paths with all of them during the beta, but the one you really need to know about are the Cabal, since these guys are going to be your main enemy throughout the campaign. The Cabal are a warmongering race with an appearance similar to that of a rhinoceros. The Empire expands through organisation, efficiency and corruption, and while humanity has faced many threats in the past, never before have they come up against a force as powerful as the Red Legion. This is an organisation, a military machine designed specifically to overthrow entire worlds, and at the very top is Dominus Ghaul. He is going to be your main enemy for Destiny 2. He believes that the light, the energy source from which we draw our power, should have been gifted to the Cabal, and it's for that reason that he set out to take everything from us. Outside of the campaign, during the beta, you'll have a chance to experience one of Destiny 2's cooperative activities, an activity known as a strike. Designed to be completed by a team of 3 Guardians, strikes will typically have you battle your way through groups of enemies as you progress through the stage, ultimately ending up in a big boss battle at the end, and hopefully some sweet loot if you come out victorious. In the beta, you'll take part in the Inverted Spire Strike. You'll venture to a minor planet named Nessus, where you'll be thrown right into the middle of a battle between the Cabal and the Vex, another one of Destiny's alien races. During this strike, you'll be working your way down the spire, navigating various Vex warp gates, attempting not to die while circumventing a Cabal drill site, and ultimately ending up at the bottom, facing off against a Vex Minotaur named Protheon, the Modular Mind. This is a multi-stage boss battle and it will take place over a number of different floors. If you're new to Destiny, then quite simply, shoot it until it's dead. There are some mechanics that you want to watch out for, like when he teleports to different sides of the room, or later on when small Vex minions come in to help, but ultimately, keep your distance, make good use of your weapons and your abilities, and use cover when he shoots at you. If you do that, you'll be golden. Just try not to get too close, unless you want to get stomped on. However, Destiny 2 doesn't always have to be about working together. For those of you with a competitive edge who really want to prove themselves against other players, then you have the Crucible. This is Destiny 2's competitive multiplayer arena where teams of 4 go head to head in a number of different modes. In the final game, there will be 5 different modes, and matches will take place across 10 different maps. But for the purposes of the beta, the focus is on 2 modes and 2 maps. Control is a staple mode for the Destiny series. It is a zone control mode where you fight to capture points around the map, while simultaneously taking out the enemy team. You'll begin each round with the point nearest to your spawn captured, so right off the bat, it'll be down to you and your team to push forward and try and capture the remaining zones, whilst dealing with the enemy team in the process. Alternatively, your other option is the new mode called Countdown. This is an objective-based elimination mode. Each round you have just 1 life. If you die, then you need to be revived by your teammate, and if you're out of revives, then you're out until the next round. The core objective depends on the side that you're on. If you're on the attacking side, then you are tasked with planting an explosive charge on 1 of 2 points, and defending that until it explodes. And if you're on the defending side, you need to stop this from happening. Taking out the entire enemy team will end the round, as will completing the objective. Now you know about the activities, your enemies, and the places that you'll explore, it's about time we talk about the most important part of the adventure. You, the Guardians. As Guardians of Humanity, defenders of the last safe city on Earth, it is our job to fight back against those who threaten our existence. When Destiny 2 launches, you'll be able to create your own Guardian, customize the way you look, pick your class, and begin your adventure. But in the beta, you'll be jumping in with some pre-made characters, 1 for each class. And if you're new, then it's important to understand what those classes are. Hunter, Titan, and Warlock. Hunters specialise in agility. They're quick on the trigger and deadly with the blade, and to this end, they're often known as the Masters of the Frontier. Titans, often described as the armoured engines of war, act as pillars of strength that stand and protect their allies and drive the front line forward. Meanwhile, Warlocks, the wielders of arcane power, are scholars of the light, and the arsenal of deadly secrets they hold allow them to dominate the battlefield, shattering reality itself. But the class is merely the foundation. It is through your subclasses that you can access a wide range of devastating supers and abilities, essentially our special powers. In the beta, Hunter can take on the role of the Arc Strider. With this, you can summon a staff imbued with arc lightning and use this to dish out acrobatic destruction. With a focus on speed and agility, an Arc Strider can carve their way through to the heart of battle and dish out devastating damage to large groups of enemies. Titans, on the other hand, can assume the role of the Sentinel, a space Captain America, for want of a better comparison. Summon a Void Energy Shield and use this to force your way into battle. Go on the offensive, dashing into your enemy and throwing your shield, taking out anything that you strike, or hang back and defend your team, protecting them where they stand. Meanwhile, Warlocks, you are the Dawnblades. Summon a flaming sword and a set of fiery wings, take to the skies and soar above your enemies, raining fiery hell down on everything that crosses your path. Of course, classes and abilities are only half the story. You also have a plethora of different weapons at your disposal. Destiny 2 has a huge arsenal, ranging from familiar weapons like auto rifles, hand cannons and submachine guns, all the way up to things like shotguns, sniper rifles, grenade launchers, and even swords. Weapons in Destiny 2 fall into one of 3 different categories: kinetic, energy, and power. And in the beta, you'll have a chance to test out a wide range of these weapons. You can swap on the fly as often as you like, so experiment and find out what works for you. Now, whether you're playing the Destiny 2 beta on your own or with friends, there is always someone to play with. Pretty much all activities in Destiny 2 have matchmaking, so if you're jumping in for the first time and you want to experience your first strike or your first Crucible match, just hop in and you'll be match made with other players. Destiny has one of the best communities out there, and while it can get competitive at times, it's also a very social game. Speaking of which, if you do happen to be playing the beta on the very last day, June 23rd, Destiny 2's social space, The Farm, will open up for just 1 hour to give you a glimpse into a space you'll be spending a good deal of time in. Social spaces are areas where Guardians can gather when they're not out in the world exploring, fighting bosses, or going head to head with other players. Here you'll find vendors that sell you weapons and gear, NPCs to decrypt engrams that you get from activities, and even fun mini-games for you to take part in. And finally, if you enjoy the beta, then know that there is so much more to do. The beta is just a very tiny slice of what the game has to offer. Come September 6th, we'll have planets and worlds to explore, a story to be a part of, friends to make, and loads of other activities I have yet to even mention. Adventures, flashpoints, patrol missions, lost sectors, a raid, and more. But for the time being, that's pretty much it. That was your crash course on stuff you need to know about Destiny 2 before jumping into the beta. If you did enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated. Of course, if you are new and you have any questions, then by all means drop them down below. And be sure to keep it locked on the channel for much more from Destiny 2. Thanks again for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.